I'm going to call the meeting to order. This is the November the 15th, 2011 regular scheduled meeting of the Houston County Hospital District Board of Directors. We've got a quorum. We only have one person absent. I think she already indicated she couldn't be here. So the first thing on the agenda are the minutes, which are fairly short. Give y'all a chance to review and then I'd entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second. A motion second. Anybody have any corrections or additions, questions about the minutes? All in favor say, excuse me.
Excuse me. In the minutes, it doesn't say anything about, perhaps doesn't need to, about our motion and decision to increase pay for Mr. Murchison. We did that at the last meeting. It's not in the minutes.
Ms. Murchison, did you make notes on that?
Maybe it didn't happen, did it?
Maybe that one.
Never mind.
I mean, the deal's a deal.
We'll change the minutes to make it minutes as amended.
Okay.
I believe that if you look, Dr. Stovall, in your minutes, it is in your minutes.
Actually, I don't see it. Okay. Unless, oh, you mean these over here?
Yes.
The ones that I'm supposed to sign?
Yes.
Let me see. It says, nothing. First page.
Financial update, the very last
Okay, it is. For you that don't have it in your minutes, it says the motion was made by Barbara Krause to raise Dick Murchison's monthly compensation from $600 a month to $800 per month. Seconded by Ms. Jones and unanimously approved. Okay, so with that in mind, who approved the minute? Who, Ray, you asked?
I did, and I'll accept that.
Okay, and you seconded them? Is that, no, who did?
Dawson.
Yeah, Carol seconded them. Any other corrections, additions, or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That's none opposed, that's unanimous. Thank you. Thank you, Dick. Okay. Excuse me. Where's Mr. Cutler, I wonder?
Mr. Cutler's in Tyler all day and this evening. He's not back yet.
Is that a regular third Tuesday trip he's going to be making?
Yes. And it has been. The affiliates meeting has been the third Tuesday for a very long time.
Well, he's been here most of the time,
This
except for
time he
last
just didn't
week.
make it back today because he phoned me and he could not make it back.
Oh, I see. Okay. So there is no EMC pocket upgrade. Okay. So we will, I would like for Ms. Porter, did you have?
Let's stick with the financials.
They're not on here. But we'll do it.
All right, if you'll go turn to your balance sheet. Cash in the bank, $716.54. CD, first CD, $555,744, and $523,926. Last CD is $1,006,280.95. Total checking and CDs, $2,593,668.07. Taxes receivable, $203,335.67. Prepaid insurance, $4,168.81. Total fixed assets, $6,479,835.40. Cash in the medical library fund, $15,805.64. Surplus certificate of $38,984.52. Total assets, $9,335,798.11. Reserve for taxes uncollected, $203,335.67. Fund balance, $4,134,087.03. Fund balance invested in capital assets, $4,979,835.40. Net income for the first month of the year, $18,540.01. Total liabilities and equity, $9,335,798.11. Any questions? Deposit detail, taxes received, $1,504.41. Deposit from ETMC of $27,709.17. That includes payments for the Surgery Center, the Women's Center, the quarterly payment of $17,500, and the CPI quarterly payment of $3,055.64. On the checking account, $42.65. Interest on the CD of $1,637.67. And another, well, there's two interests on the check because the First Community, we had two cycles of statements last month, $14.20. On the check detail, DirecTV, $106.23, Windstream, $103.92, IT of $600. The housekeeper, residential housing, $280. Davis and Wilkerson, attorney's fees of $538. Angelina College, this is actually approved in the prior year, but it was a purchase of the computers and the screen, $10,293.88. Profit loss for the first month of the fiscal year of October is, as we said, the CPI rent, surgery payment, quarterly payment, Women's Center, interest income $1,697.03, taxes received $1,504.41, and the residential expenses of water $90.15, legal and professional $1,138, insurance $448, nursing school equipment $10,293, net income for the month of October $18,540, compared to the budget of $30,152.22. Last page, the investment summary, and all those are the same with the exception of First Community lowered what they're paying on our general operating account to 0.1%.
Can they ever charge you negative? Can it become negative number?
Yes, it's possible.
Sure.
0.1%.
Possible.
So on $500,000 for the month, you made $56. Oh, and let me have one other thing. Sort of from last month, we discussed the audit fees. In 2010, we wrote a check to Todd Hammaker and Johnson. The first check was for $15,750 on July 13th of 2010, and then August 13th of 2010 is a check for $3,250. Those two checks totaled $19,000, and that was for 2 years of audited financials, which was $9,500 for each year. 2/14 of 11 was a check that Todd Hammaker and Johnson for $9,045.90, which was for that previous year. So their engagement letter was for $9,000, if I'm correct. So they have not gone up.
Of course.
But we'll bring that back to the board in January at the next regular scheduled meeting. Yes, sir.
I have a question regarding just the percentage out of budget that we are, since we're 61.5%. Most of it was affected by the computer payment that we made on the change in the college. Is that right? The nurse equipment. That's what really dropped that down on that.
And we in the month of November, we've already received a large payment from the taxes received. Taxes collected.
The other question I had, Dr. Stovall, you may know something about this, is that I just read recently something about UPL is going away. Upcoming is actually going to affect the current UPL that we already have that's been placed into effect to work with the nursing, work with the surgery, completion of the surgery suite. Do you know?
Say it again.
Well, I'd heard that the UPL is going to be a thing of past. They're taking it out. It's going to work. So the question I had is that if it's going away, is it going away for the future, or is it going to even affect? Is it possible to affect?
Well, I guess it's possible, but to the best of my knowledge, it's not going to affect the current donation that we made and the match by the federal government.
Okay.
But have we already received the match? Didn't our ETMC already receive the match?
As far as I know, they have.
I thought so too.
So I don't, unless.
So money's out there in the coffers.
You're drawing 0.1% interest.
But it's not in our coffers, it's in
No.
the EMC check. We probably should have it, since we're about to start a construction project, have it as an agenda item every month to review progress and things like that. Is this appropriate time to talk about that?
Yes, it is.
Did anybody else get to look at the architectural diagrams?
No.
They're in the office. I don't know if you all want to, it would be appropriate that we look at it. Does that make sense? Even if it was cursory.
Well, what was your opinion?
Well, they haven't really changed much, and I think it looks fine. I think you just thought it'd be something that's made public and discussed. Does that make sense? I mean,
Well, they've been made public and discussed.
well,
But I mean, we can do that.
we just, it's a very significant expenditure of money, and we need to keep our thumb on that sort of thing, is that it's your responsibility. I don't guess you all brought them, give the people, or can you all get them out of Mr. Cutler's office? That's,
Well, we did have in the minutes that it was gonna go out for bid by the end of the month. So that would have been the end of October.
right.
And I mean, does anybody know whether it has?
I mean, our due diligence would be that we need to know what's going on with this project.
Right.
That means we need to know what's going on with the project, bids, and either ETMC needs to give us at least monthly feedback, or we need to take control of the project ourselves. Does that make sense?
Well, I don't think that's going to happen because it's technically it's their money that's doing it.
But technically, we spend a million for the taxpayers'
I
money.
don't know.
I'm not being cynical or facetious, I mean, we have a responsibility. So,
I will call Mr. Hale in the morning and ask him what the status of it is.
would he know, or would Mark know?
I'd rather ask.
Well,
He's a CFO, so he would know. And if if he's not sure, he can call right away. But I'll make that call in the morning. Okay. Did you had something else? Why don't we cover that right now?
Oh, well, this is a nursing school thing, and I'm sorry it's not on the agenda, I just got these emails, and it's timely. Ms. Buffalo, who's over the nursing school here from Engineering College, I'll just read this, shorten it a bit. Receiving this email, we appreciate the computers that we bought for them this past summer. There's one other item that be helpful to the class. Due to the college budget cuts at the legislative level, we've now added the cost of testing fees to all the students' tuitions and fees. However, this year it was not added in, so the students have to pay for them themselves. It's called an NCLEX review. NCLEX, y'all ever heard of that? I'm going to make this up and say it stands for Nursing Clinical Exam Review. I don't really have a clue. Close?
It's close.
See there? The cost of the students is $145. This two-day live course review from the state board exam, which these students need in order to increase their chance of passing the NCLEX BN exam. If you'd be willing to consider to take this to Hchd Hospital District Board, I'll send you the information, which is basically, I didn't ask for any more information. I don't know more about that test.
So what's that, 10 students,
Okay.
$745 a student?
Here's the follow-up. I said I would take it. She says, we're excited. The review is scheduled for November the 30th and December the 1st. That's why I presented today. We are excited about the class finishing with 10 of the 12 students that started, but we'd like to see about 100% pass rate with the boards, and this will help. So that would be 145 times 10, and we could elect to, I would suppose, not support all that. You could do 50% of it or 25% or not at all. I'm not being a...
Well, it's a win-win situation.
Well,
Because if they all pass, that helps.
10 work students, and probably in the big picture of how much we spend on education, this is a small amount.
But it can certainly be looked at as a benefit to the county.
So, and I'm not trying to sell this to you, I'm presenting this as a position. Any argument for and against, I think is appropriate.
So it'd be around $1,400-1,500 is what it is.
This is their selection, the engineering selection for the best review course for the nurses that are taking this test, or is this a mandatory review course?
I'm not prepared to answer those questions. I think that they feel that the students should take it. Do either one of you nurses here know?
It wasn't required years ago, but it really, at the time that I went, all the schools, I was, it's
if you, the rest of you think we have enough information. If you don't, well, let's approve it.
Only because it's timely. In fact, you know, if we were going to support this, and I'm not sure, as you said, Dr. Walker, you may not have the information to present this, but if we supported zero, would only those that would pay the fees be able to take the course, or, you know, what's going to happen on this? And the thing is that we could, if we try to put this off until the next meeting, I think, and it's something that would benefit the county and benefit the nurses in the county because of this, I think we'd be doing a disservice. And so I would propose that we make a tentative agreement to pass the $1,450 expenditure to cover this review course pending further information that we could maybe get. And if there's anything that comes up that says this is not beneficial to the county, this is not appropriate, then we can call that to cancel it. Otherwise, I would say pass it on through. And
I'll say that motion with the proposition that Ray obtain that information and make a decision about it.
well, you have the emails, if you'll send that to me, I'll be happy to send it.
You're making work for me. I'm
I will make it. Send it to me, Patrick. I'll
Okay.
happy to do that.
Well, I think that's pretty straightforward. Everybody understands this. Any more discussion about that? Any questions? Okay, so there's a proposal by Dr. Morrison, a motion to approve the $1,450 pending the receipt of enough information to make the determination that it is truly beneficial to the hospital and the hospital district. Is that?
Yeah, that's
Could that be postponed to a January?
No.
No, because they're going
Because
to
they
take
take
the course
the
the 30th
test
this month.
in about 15 days.
So we have to have it ahead of time.
So, do I hear a second?
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Okay.
With the statement that I had to do his work.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded, and we're open to any discussion that y'all might have. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your hand. That is unanimous. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ray, and thank you, Patrick. Did you have anything else, Patrick? Ray? Deborah had some reports
No, I
back.
just wanted to give a little update on our committee. I know I reported our last hospital board meeting on the actual meeting that was held last month. Our next meeting is actually tomorrow, so I don't really have anything to report on the meeting. But I did want to say that I did send a letter out requesting the most recent audited financial statements of the TMC, Regional Healthcare System and affiliates. We made 5 copies, just because it's pretty thick, so if somebody wants a copy, they are more than welcome to have one. And if there are not enough to go around, we'll make some more. I did look at it for whatever it's worth. It was a clean opinion. I didn't really see anything in there to really draw attention to. However, I did pass out the consolidating statement of operations to everybody, which is part of the audited financial statements. And in the 6th column over, there's Crockett. And Crockett contributed an increase in unrestricted net assets of $4,616,000, which is about 11% of the total combined system. So I thought that was interesting information. Actually, these audited financial statements were as of October 31st, 2010. So this is year-old information. But, so, I mean, we certainly don't have an audit yet for this year, so.
But it's a year-end audit, is that correct?
Yes, and October 31st is the year end. So if anybody else wants a copy, we'll be happy to get it for you. Then I did send a letter to Mr. Cutler on October the 25th. My intent was to obtain information for the members of this board, and especially for those not involved in providing medical care to this community. Because a lot of us don't even walk into this hospital. And what I asked for was information on physicians and how many nurses and staff and services. I mean, it's pretty all-inclusive letter, quite a bit of information. The only thing that I did receive was the audited financial statements. I did not receive any of the operational information. I do think it's important that this board has this information. When we're making decisions about providing health care in our community, we need to know what services are provided and how they are being provided, which would include like the physicians and the staff. There's two significant items in the letter that I really feel like this board needs. One is the description of the real estate owned by ETMC and the real estate owned by Hchd County Hospital District, including any long-term leases. ETMC may not be able to provide this information, and if they can't, then we need to appoint or hire somebody to get us that information. I also really feel like it's important. One of the things I requested was the indigent care policy, and I asked for the amount spent on indigent care for the last 3 years. This seems to be readily available information. Daphne's quoted quite a bit of indigent care numbers, so I mean, there's really no reason why we shouldn't have that. And I would again request that ETMC provide this operational information and that they feel is appropriate to provide, and then decline on that information that they do not feel they want to provide. So that's my report.
Anybody comments or questions of Deborah?
Deborah, they didn't give you any of this?
No, nothing that you know.
Where did you get the financial?
It was sent to me certified mail by Mr. Cutler.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we approved the financial report. did we? No. We need to approve
I'll make a
next.
motion that we approve the financial reports.
Second by Ms. Dawson. Any comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. So unanimous, okay.
Kevin, I'm assuming that this is confidential information, not public information. In these reports, or should we consider as that at least until we go through this? I'm talking about at least to look through these reports and not have these available to the general public. Is that correct?
Dick, are in the 501(c)(3) all public, all financials?
It is my understanding that they are to be made available.
Okay. Thank you. That's what I want to clarify.
Okay. Anybody else on the board have any thing to point out to us? Okay, we're down to the public comments. Is anyone interested in public comment? Did we get enough last time? Okay.